other than be tall because he was the Irish giant. He appeared within the shore who sang. I've named the whiskey punch O'Clancy's Whiskey Punch after O'Clancy the Irish giant, who appeared here in the early 1840s. So,
Good punch.
yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, Internet.
Tell a story.
Okay, so I say all this just to say that we are continuing in the tradition of this building with this concert series. I'm thrilled to have you here. I'm thrilled to have you here. Let's hear some more music. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Nice to know we're in a historic building, not just as regards history, but history of Irish music. O'Clancy, the Irish giant, sounds like an interesting character. Maybe somebody should name a tune. O'Clancy, the Irish giant. Okay, we're going to get going again. We're going to start with a few jigs this time. And the first tune is another tune from the north of Ireland. It's from County Fermanagh, and it's a tune called Billy Rushes, named after an accordion player from that area. The second tune is another tune that I wrote, and I don't know when I actually wrote this tune, but I named it the night before the album had to go to print as well. And I was trying to think of somebody to dedicate it to him, and I dedicated it to a great man in my life. He was my wife's father, and he played the fiddle, and great character who died. And I thought it'd be good to name a tune after him. So Jim Collins Rambles, and the last tune then is an old traditional tune. It's associated with County Cork, and well, the place in question is in County Cork. It's called the Pride of Rock Chapel, and it's associated with a very famous Irish fiddler of the 1920s and 30s called Paddy Killoran. So we'll get going again. We're going to throw the shackles off in this half. So.
Okay, thanks very much. Woohoo! You didn't leave, you came back. It's always a good sign. Right, we'll change it up something a little bit different now. We'll try a few American tunes. And the first tune is an old tune called the Elk River Blues. That was written by Ernie Carpenter from West Virginia. And there'll be a quiz at the end of this, so just make sure you're listening. And then the second tune is a tune that I would have heard, and I think Cillian heard Kevin Burke play. And he calls it Ryan's, but it actually comes from the Red Clay Ramblers, sorry. So we'll try these. Something a little bit different.
I think there is a band called the Red Stick. Yeah, they're from Louisiana. We hope it's okay to play a few American tunes. And we just hope there's no old-timer bluegrass musicians in the house.
going to sing another song for you, and this is one I learned from one of my favourite singers, Shauna Mullen from County Donegal in the northwest of Ireland. And it's a song she used to sing a lot when I was in college down in Limerick, and it's a song called One April Morning.
Sing
bit different, especially the first one. They're both Scottish for a start, and the first tune is a march, and but it's a kind of a strange march. It's in 9/8, if that means anything to anybody in the room. There's a few musicians out there I see, so it's a 9/8 march. So it's half march, half slipjig. But it's a nice tune that I learned from. Yeah, you can kind of do it. You need 3 legs. It works out. Multiples of 3 end up even. So you can do your march to a 3. But it's a tune I learned from a great player called James Mackenzie. He's in a fantastic band that has started to tour the US, great Scottish band called Braylock. And I heard James playing this one day. I was in the Pipe and Live Festival in Glasgow, and I walked past and he was playing this in the pipes, and I thought, I'm going to learn that. And then we recorded it. So, good old tune. And then we'll go into a tune that David brought to the party, and it's also a Scottish reel, but it was learned in the wilds of County Mayo from an accordion player called Paddy Joe Tighe. And it definitely is not a Scottish name, Paddy Joe Tighe. But he was a local musician that Dave learned a few tunes from. So we'll see how these go together, but I do like the Scottish tunes myself. So. If you buy the CD, you'll hear an intro.
Yeah.
moving swiftly along from Scotland, Scottish Islands, in fact, the Hebrides. I'll do a tune in the pipes, a slobber. I thought it would sound good in this room, or it should sound good in this room. And it's what I've been playing for the last 3 or 4 years. It's a tune called Bonan Bui. It's the melody of a song, and Bonan Bui means the yellow bittern. And the song originally comes from a poem, and the poem was written by a poet called Cathal Bui McGill Connor. Great name. A lot of syllables in there. It wouldn't be a great name if you were ordering something on the phone. But you could type it in. I'll try that. It's a great tune I learned from the great Liam O'Flynn from Planksty. Somebody gave me a recording of him playing this tune in, I think it was the early 70s in New York, and I really liked it. Okay, I'll do that, and then we're going to go into a couple of jigs. The first one is one that the piping fraternity calls the Lark's March. It's kind of a big 5-part classic kind of a piping thing, but other people somehow call it the Geese in the Bog. Except, you know, everybody except pipers, in fact, calls it the Geese in the Bog. I have to stick up to the pipers and call it the Lark's March. So Seamus Ennis called it the Lark's March, so that's good enough for me. And the last one is definitely a piping tune. There seems to be no dispute about the name. It's Anjokatu Walilum, which translates as, "Will you come home with me?" So, old tunes have names like that. New tunes don't have names like that. For some reason. Okay.
I'm going to sing another song for you here, and you mentioned West Virginia earlier. This is a song from a singer from West Virginia, Tim O'Brien. He recorded a great album called Fiddler's Green. Well, loads of great albums, but this one comes from an album called Fiddler's Green, and it's a song called A Pretty Fair Maid in the Garden. Was in her garden, a stranger came riding by. He came up to the gate and called her, said, "Pretty fair maid, would you be my bride?" She said, "I'm true love, he's in the army, and he's been gone for 7 years, and if he's gone for 7 years longer, he'd still be waiting for him." Perhaps he's on some waterfalls drowning. Perhaps he's on some battlefield slain. Perhaps he's to some fair girl married, and you may never see him again. But if he's drowned, I hope he's happy. Or if he's on some battlefield slain, or if he's to some fair girl married, I love the girl that buried him. Took his hand on from his pocket, and on his finger you are golden ring. And when she saw the light shining, a brand new song the heart did sing. Then he threw his arms all around her, kisses gave the 1, 2, 3. Said, "I'm your true loving soldier, let's come back home to marry thee." A pretty fair maid was in her garden, a stranger came riding by. He came up to the gate and called her, said, "Pretty fair maid, would you be my bride?"
Okay, we've come to the end of the, we'll say night, the end of the afternoon. So just to say thanks a million to you all for coming out, and thanks a million to Alex for hosting us at the gym. We need people like you to keep us going, so we play our tunes. And thanks also to the younger generation, Axel, who set up the sound for us.
Cheers, Axel. So we'll do one more set.
on my left here. I'll not talk about Grammys anymore, but I am definitely honoured and excited to play with these boys. This is Mr. David Doocey from County Down. On this side, on guitar and vocals, we have Dave Curley. Right, so we're going to do one more set and one more set of reels. One of the new sets. We've just been doing these for the last couple of nights, so the good part about that is we're still really excited to play the tunes. The bad part is it could go horribly wrong. There's a good balance, you know. Sometimes you get it really right on the first night because you're so focused, and then night 2 or 3 you get complacent. You know, so could go either way. I got a shock yesterday in the car. David got in one door and he got in the other door, and I didn't realise they didn't know each other. Make assumptions in life. So I thought we were just going to say hello. How's it going? And, oh, David, Dave. I didn't realise, but anyway, they're both great players, so I hope you didn't notice that they didn't know each other. So we're going to do 3 reels to finish, and the first tune is another piping tune. Leo Rossum, the great uilleann piper from Dublin, was responsible for the first. And the second tune is a version of a common tune called Scotch Mary, but it's a version from County Donegal, slightly different version. And the last tune is a tune from the Shetland Islands, way up in the North Sea of Scotland, fiddle territory as opposed to the Scottish Hebrides tunes, which are piping tunes. So this is a great tune. I learned it from my brother, who learned it about 30-something years ago from a Shetland player that was visiting Cork at the time. And I'll attempt to butcher the name, but it's something along the lines of Utby Est Devon. I think it's something about being east of Vaughan, which is a little place in the Shetlands, but it's highly unlikely anybody in this room will ever be in the Shetland Islands, so I could be wrong. Vaughan might be not be a place. Anyway, thanks a million, and we'll finish off with this. Thank you very much.
I didn't tell you there'd be 3 sets.
This is great. We're enjoying ourselves here. We're enjoying the sound in this room. So thanks for asking us up again. And we have one in reserve. Backup set. Well, we have lots of backup sets actually, because all the sets tonight were almost brand new. So we did gigs before we did all these new tunes. Although it was 4 or 5 years ago, so I'm not sure. Actually, I see it, there's a few faces in the audience. Me and David, not Dave, but me and David played in this area. I'm not going to use the terms Washington or any of those terms, but we've played in this region a couple of times before. Once with Barbara Talbot. I think that was the last time, and a previous time we played with John Kerr's house. So we'll dedicate this set to them, because I think this is an older set, and I think we played this set the time we were here before. So we're going to do 3 reels, and this is a set, The Cottage in the Grove, 2 fiddle tunes and a piping tune, Cottage in the Grove and Master Crowley's, a big classic fiddle tunes, but the one in the middle is kind of a piping classic from Seamus Ennis, and it's called Kiss the Maid Behind the Barrel. Again, one of those old tune titles. And alright, before that, what we'll do the ball, yeah? Alright, we'll do a tune that I've been playing a lot over the last number of years before that. It's another County Donegal tune. It's called The March of the Mean-a-Touchin' Bun. So it has another title as well, but I don't like to use another title. I think it's a bit discriminatory, in fact. It's kind of an older title, but it's called The Drunken Piper. I kind of object to that, to be honest. It's a stereotype I'm always trying to fight off. So. But anyway, we'll leave you with this.